HipHop DX, I'm Justin Hunt. This is The Breakdown. Check this out, this is dope. Armstrong State University in Savannah, Georgia, they've decided to add an English course on Outkast. Dr. Regina Bradley, PhD, decided to start the course because she felt there was a lack of Southern artists represented in hip-hop studies courses. All this got me thinking, Andre 3000 might be the greatest rapper of all time. Greatest of all time! Let's break it down. Now, the knock against Andre is obvious. He doesn't have a solo rap album. We know he's half of Outkast, and we know Outkast made 5 of the greatest albums in rap history. We know Southern Playalistic and AT-Aliens put Atlanta rap on the map and significantly helped define Southern hip-hop as a whole. We know that Aquemini was dubbed a rap classic by The Source, earning a coveted 5 mics while pissing off at least one civil rights leader. We know that Stankonia pushed hip-hop lyrically and sonically forward in ways unimaginable at the time and had grandmas worldwide singing along to Bombs Over Baghdad and So Fresh, So Clean and I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh! We know that Speakerboxxx Love Below sold over 10 million records and won Album of the Year at the Grammys and is one of the most successful albums in history. We'll come back to that one. 9 years, 5 albums, all critically acclaimed, over 25 million albums sold, all littered with a gaggle of genre-bending, genre-defying rhymes and narratives that seem ageless like Nas and Pharrell. Outkast is easily one of the greatest groups of all time, if not the greatest group of all time, and Andre is easily one of the greatest MCs ever. He's gotten top 5 proclamations from Jay-Z, Nas, Scarface, the list goes on, but all that matters little because he doesn't have a solo rap album. Outkast's 6th album came out in 2006. We remember that Ottawa was Dre and Big Boi's last album together. Dre's verse on Hollywood Divorce lures in the listener by talking about piping a chick, then immediately flips into a reminder that building wealth is more important than simply getting rich. He also gave us Mighty O on that album, one of the illest ways ever to dust off the haters. Roll the clip, James.
You ain't a hater, can't tell. Either wish me well, go to hell or go to Yale. Studying human behavior so that you know who the hell you dealing with ain't nutty, but the study gon' unveil my relative in jail. Ha! Stay engaged to whatever make money, now he married to that cage. Divorce is not an option and prenuptial is void. Eat up whatever rapper, but I'm tangled in my cord. Boy.
Remember that otherworldly 2007 where it seemed like Andre 3000 downshifted into Black Mamba mode and made it his personal mission to decimate the year's most lit hit singles, snatching tracks like a chick fight? UGK's International Players Anthem? Snatched. Rich Boys Throw Some D's on It? Snatched. New Flow. Devin the Dudes Want a Job? Snatched. Incredible Story. DJ Unk's Walk It Out? Insane. Roll the clip, James.
Value is what I'm talking about. Take 2 of these and walk it out. You'll be the reason they chalk it out. You can't be the king in the parking lot forever. Not saying I'm the best, but till they find something better, I am here, no fear. Write me a letter. Till then, I walk it out, I walk it out.
You'll be the reason they chalk it out? You can't be the king of the parking lot forever? That's another thing that's remarkable about Andre 3000. He never passes up an opportunity to educate and elevate while he decimates. Hip-hop is constantly criticized for championing the seedier side of life and promoting the dregs of society while systematically degrading women. Andre 3000's moral compass is resolute. Remember Hootie Who off of Southern Playalistic? At the end of that verse, 3 Stacks disrespectfully hangs up on a chick who's calling him, trying to tell him that she's pregnant with his baby. Click. But by 2007, The Art of Storytelling Part 4, Dre is literally kicking a chick out of his crib because she's already in a relationship. Andre's at home talking about love and lust and life and politics. He's like the preacher who's preaching without ever sounding preachy. That's the one thing most rappers fear most, 3 Stacks included, becoming the old dude in the club. Allegedly, hip-hop is reserved for the youth, and somehow Dre's aged without sounding old and without gratuitously talking about his possessions in the process. Where they do that at? Plus, Dre still maintains a universal godlike reverence with younger MCs. My homie Will calls it the GOAT effect. It's when cats still covet the cosign. ASAP Rocky recently said he's getting on his Andre 3000. Kendrick got the seal of approval from Dre right before Good Kid, Mad City dropped. Frank Ocean put him on his album, so did Travis Scott. Kid Cudi put Dre on his album twice. How many rappers can say any of these things? I don't know, but none of this stuff matters because Dre doesn't have a solo rap album. Now this week I spoke with Kawan Prather. He's a first generation Dungeon family member. He was A&R at LaFace Records. LaFace put out the Outkast projects. He's good friends with Andre 3000. He pointed out something that I never realized. No one's dissed Andre publicly. Here's KP.
I wish somebody would diss him so we could really actually see it. No one's ever had the audacity to do it. To me, and again, this is me, the whole world is an invitation for somebody to diss him. Like, listen to that verse, and it's like, I wish you would. I'll throw the force at you. Like, whatever. It's like, it's almost like I need somebody to do something to make me have to do this. Because it's in there. But again, nobody's done it. I mean, it's a big undertaking. And plus, he never did nothing to nobody. So, just think, if nobody dissed him in the sundress, nobody's going to ever take that chance. Because, it's just, right. He's still the hardest dude walking around rapping in the sundress.
All right, let's wrap this up. The Andre 3000 solo rap album doesn't exist. The Love Below is the closest thing we have to seeing his full vision consolidated on one disc. When hip hop heard that Andre was gonna start singing, heads went skeptical. Hey Y'all was super duper risky. I spoke with 3 Stacks during the Jimi Hendrix junket. When he started in Jimmy, All Is By My Side. Here's what he said about that song.
As far as doing songs like Hey Y'all, I was completely terrified because it's even worse because I'm coming from a rap world where everybody got their face round up and, want to be as tough as possible. And, you out there singing. And, the first Hey Y'all performance wasn't that great. It was nerves. It was scary. Like, even when I presented the song to L.A. Reid, to say, hey, this is the singles, his response was, to be honest, I don't understand this song. He said, but it's exciting to me. So, he could buy it and watch it happen. I'm glad that he did it. But there are nerves. I think you got to have some nerves because I think if you're too comfortable with things, you really ain't pushing it. You got to stretch. You got to stretch it out.
Dre really pushed himself on The Love Below. That project's been compared to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which is also one of the most influential albums in history. Lauryn Hill settled a lawsuit in 2001. She was actually sued because she initially didn't provide credit to those who helped her writing the album and helped her on the production. Still one of the greatest albums ever. The Love Below has also been referred to in a similar context as Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreak. Kanye worked with a number of writers on that album. Many refer to it as the Kid Cudi project. Still one of the greatest albums ever. But on The Love Below though, Andre Benjamin is credited as the only writer on 12 of the album's 20 tracks. He's also credited as soloist, vocals, background vocals, acoustic and electric guitar, piano, keyboards, tenor sax, programming, producer. Yeezus! Whether on the rap tip or the pop tip, no one's ever questioned Andre 3000's pen. So many legends seem to lean on so many others to craft their verses for him. Andre's never had that problem. That's one of the reasons why Solo Reprise went viral last year. Roll the clip, James.
Hello. After 20 years in, I'm so naive I was under the impression that everyone wrote their own verses. It's coming back different, and yeah, that shit hurts me. I'm humming and whistling to those not deserving. I stumbled and lived every word. Was I working just way too hard?
The point is this, Bob Lefsetz in his wildly popular newsletter this week, he made a great point. He points out how radio is always late, how they always play what's hot 3 months ago, how Migos deserves a lot more credit, and how streaming is the truest litmus test of what's happening right now. We are in a singles era. Kendrick Lamar made some of the most important albums in history, it seems like at this point, but he doesn't have a lot of chart-topping singles. Drake is the singles king, but he doesn't have a lot of critically acclaimed albums. Who's more quotable? Who's the better artist? Who's made the bigger impact? The idea that the album or album structure is still the ultimate measure of an artist's value or accomplishment or reputation is an aging concept that doesn't resonate with the influencers of tomorrow. These kids are coming up in a playlist culture. And even with that, Andre 3000 is still half of 5 of the greatest albums in hip-hop history, at least 2 of the greatest albums in music history. He's lyrically snatches tracks left and right and still has never had someone publicly diss him. He's one of the greatest writers ever and wrote and produced one of the most influential discs in modern music. Does the fact that Andre Benjamin doesn't have a solo rap album, a product that's becoming more dated by the day, is that enough to still keep him from being the GOAT? I don't have the answer to these questions. Another Breakdown Saturday in the books. Thank you guys for rocking with us each and every week. I implore you, please check out DJ Limelight's Andre 3000 mix. It's called 3015. Links in the description. It's an hour and 22 minutes of incredible 3 stacks verses. This entire piece, again, is just looking at Andre's GOAT qualities. This is no disrespect to Big Boi. If you really think about it, Big Boi might have a greater argument at being the GOAT, considering he has more solo rap albums. But let us know where you think Andre stands. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow @TheCompanyMan on everything. And as always, for more music and news, visit hiphopdx.com.
No, and by the way, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying he hasn't. And that is that's the only issue. He hasn't. So, I'm almost saying this as a challenge. I mean, if you want me to talk, matter of fact, you can put this. If you want me to say you the best, you got to turn this album in. Challenge.